Good morning, guys. My name is Hayle. If you are new, welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you a bit about numerology. So numerology I have been studying for quite some time. The angels naturally communicate with us via numbers, colors, and synchronicities. And synchronicities are things that appear to be coincidences, but they're not coincidences. They're actually messages via your angels, spirit guides, etc. So I'm gonna kind of start in sequence. What these numbers mean to me, I figure I can share with you guys. When people ask me what numbers mean, I strongly suggest following your own intuition, whether that be, figuring it out on your own, tuning into your heart through meditation, or do something quicker if it's quicker for you at that time. For example, looking up on the internet 444 angel number meanings. So I'm gonna get started, and I'll just start with triple numbers. Like, you can see numbers in sequence. There's so many different ways that you can see numbers, and they could be in chronological order, like in sequence, or repetitive of the same number, but I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow of the video. So for example, starting with 111, to me, and via one overall perspective or perspective of the universe, but again, this can differ from person to person depending on what that message is supposed to mean exactly for you, but I am going with an overall, like, average perspective, if that makes sense. So 111 means new beginning, and so does 000, or 0 can also act as a placeholder for something, like a wild card, if you will. 222 means let's see, it's kind of switched to me lately, so I'll try to recall it and interpret it the best way I can. 222 means like your prayers are heard, have faith, and keep going. And then 333 will mean like your requests are on their way, your angels have heard you, and they've pushed send, basically. So just wait for your blessings and be patient, kind of thing. 444 symbolizes very strong grounding. It can also mean like severe abundance, and yeah, that's it. And then 555 means a very big change. So when you see that, something major is happening in your life and something's really gonna shift. 666 means to pay attention to the physical realm of reality and how you are balancing it with the spiritual. It could mean that you are paying too much attention to material wealth and not putting your focus enough on your spiritual aspect of your life, okay? So 666 could just mean like, take note of how you are balancing your spiritual and your physical side. It could mean you have too much material wealth but not enough spirituality to match this. So for example, I started seeing 666 a lot when I was being urged from my angels and my spirit guides to purge a lot of material things, okay? So I went on like these crazy sprees back in the day when I was still living with my mother and had so many things. And my spirit guides were telling me, and this was like a process that I had to go through in order to gain more spiritual gifts, was to purge material things. So a lot of people still struggle with this like hoarding issue and attachment to physical material wealth. That doesn't really mean anything when you're not spiritual and you can't really appreciate the spiritual sides of things along with having material wealth. So this is something I've been working really hard on because I do want to have that luxury. So I started seeing 666 a lot when I needed to purge material things. And so I went through my closet and my spirit guides told me, get rid of all your jackets except one. And I was like, really? Just one? And they were like, okay, one, like, you can do two, but like, focus. Like, we really want you to get rid of one, but two is fine too. Or keep one, but two is okay to keep also. And so I got rid of all my jackets. It must have been over 20 easily. You know, flannels and everything, coats, blazers, really nice things. I've always taken really care of my material things, but it didn't matter because I needed to purge these things in order to attain wealth in a different way. And it's been a lot of work, don't get me wrong. You guys know this if you've been watching my channel. I've always had really nice things and taken care of them and appreciated the luxury life, but I never had it to the degree that I'm going to now with the blessings that I am attaining through doing the spiritual work. So I just put all of these jackets and coats in a bin and left them at a bus stop. And on the way there, I turned around and noticed there was this dark cloud over my house, and it got really windy and really gross outside. And so basically entities were trying to control me to change my mind. They were like looming over the house and just trying to get me to like keep all my material things, and I knew better. I knew that this was a challenge from the universe. Like, how bad do you really want your spiritual growth? Okay, like what are you gonna do to get rid of this purpose, this old purpose that you had, and then define yourself in a new purpose, in a new redefined way? Okay, and so I did it. I went through with it. And I got rid of so many things after that too. I just started purging all kinds of shoes, heels, flats, and this is also what I did before I moved to Australia. I just got rid of all my material things because I couldn't handle it at that point. I guess either I wasn't listening, or I was too stubborn, or I was trying to listen, but like I didn't really quite know how to apply this to my life because I was literally buried in things and I just wanted to be free. So this is a constant learning process, and to me, this is what 666 symbolizes. This is a number that changed my life and got me to purging things and attaining spiritual wealth, okay? And 777 means that like the spiritual is coming, and the new redefined definition of 777 to me is that the spiritual has met the physical. So I feel like if you see that now, it means that your spiritual gifts have manifested in ways that are redefining you and aligning you with your higher purpose because you have done the physical work in order to align with the spiritual side of things more, the spiritual gifts. And 888 is a financial abundance number. So when I see that repetitive number, I know that abundance is coming. It means financial success, financial wealth, financial abundance, okay? And then when you see things in repeat sequences, like 3 numbers, then it's a really good thing. It's just, it means that that intention is amplified and your angels are trying to get your attention and tell you something. 999 is the end of a sequence or the end of a phase. So the number 9 represents the end of something in your life and a new cycle beginning. And I was seeing 9 for a very long time. I'm not seeing it anymore. I sense a new beginning and new shifts happening. My friend Andrea is along for the ride with me. Thankfully, I've found someone who has a similar mindset, and it's no coincidence that we aligned at the time that we did, when she's having financial struggles and I was having financial struggles, and we're both waiting on money from Spirit, and we know that it's happening. We know that it's just a matter of time. And so all these synchronicities are visiting us, and we're starting to see things align. And I had mentioned to you guys in a previous video, she was meditating with the mantra, I am a money magnet, and within 5 minutes of her meditation, she receives $5 on CashApp plus another $40 from someone. And she split half with me, which was nice because we basically, you know, found a gift and then were able to attain money from it from this person by, you could say, trading and bartering. You know, everyone has something worth something to another person. You can always trade your skills, your gifts, whatever. So that was, you know, a quick money mantra that she did, and it manifested in the physical right away. And then after that, you know, I kind of started meditating on the same thing, like I am a money magnet, even though I have a focus on money, and that's not particularly always the case because I'm focusing on a lifestyle change. You know, she is too. And so I was sitting outside the McCallum Theater this other day, and all of a sudden, like, I see my mom walking up to me, who I have not seen in months now because we both chose to cut ties with each other in the healthiest way we know how possible. As you guys know from watching my channel, I have cut ties with all of my family for over 3 months now, and I knew it was going to happen for years on end, that I needed to do something severely different in order to untangle my root chakra and myself from all of the unhealthy attachments that I had with my family, with physical belongings, and things of that nature. So we untangled, basically, And then, you know, I hear like, your mom sees, not to worry. So I knew that she saw me, that I was there, like through the window or whatever. It turns out that one of her friends or her coworkers came in and said like, hey, your daughter's sitting outside. So she came to talk to me. And this has a lot to do with synchronicity as well, and like numerology, and just knowing that things are happening. So she said like, you're not going to run away from me this time, are you? Because as you guys might know, I mentioned how I ran away from her in another video. You know, the last time that we had come across each other, and this just means that I was actually walking away and keeping my distance from my mother, because at that time I still sensed a lot of fear in her heart. I felt my heart closing. I didn't want to talk to her, and it just wasn't the right, properly aligned time after I'd just freshly gotten back from Australia and was still struggling a lot with my spirituality and how I felt that, you know, my family had abandoned me and I ended up homeless. It was all just a very fresh wound, okay? So I sat and talked with her, and you know, we ended up having dinner, and I called my friend Andrea, I guess just to bounce ideas, but you know, this helped me because spirit talks through other people too. Your spirit guides and the angels, my phone just hit 1111, will talk through your friends, and you'll hear certain messages that stick out to you. So my spirit guides were telling me just like, you know, use your mom for her money, meaning not in a negative way, but just have her support you, because she has the financial means to support you, and she will support you. So like, spend her money on the things that you need, okay? Because I started telling her how like, after she asked how I'm doing, I told her like, I need new shoes, I need new clothes, you know, and I kind of stopped there. Like, I didn't give her a whole list, but I just told her, you know, like I could use some money for food or whatever. I'm a little bit low right now, and it's a struggle because it's cold in the mornings now, so I need to dress warmer. And so, you know, me being homeless, like I know what I need and how to upgrade my lifestyle. And then if someone chooses to offer and show their support, then even better for them, because I know that a lot of big things are happening in my life right now. There's a major shift happening. I am going to be a millionaire or multi-trillionaire or whatever, and a top psychic for the CIA. I know it's happening. It's just a matter of days now. My friend Andrea feels it too, and I've known this in my heart for a very long time. So how people choose to be in my lives, same thing, to react to my purpose, how they choose to support me or choose to fulfill their purpose in my life is going to say a lot about destiny and how they, you know, are aligning with their karma and everything. So there's a really like a higher purpose to this, okay? When you are in your time of need, how are people going to choose to react to you? Granted, not everyone has the means to help, but they can still show love and support in the ways that they know how. And so I took my spirit guides' advice, obviously, because that's also the knowledge within my own heart, as well as my own higher selves knowing, and, you know, my soul, my higher alignment. So, you know, she said like, all right, I'm off like in an hour. I can pick you up and we can go shopping for new shoes and whatever else. So I called Andrea and told her like, hey, you know, something's aligning up. This is so weird. I just saw my mom, like we're talking, and it, you know, I'm not sure what to think. I'm a little uneasy because of the way that things ended. Even though there is no end to things, there are always constant cycles when it comes to your relationships. Sometimes you do have to cut ties, and I strongly suggest it if you feel like it, because your heart is telling you this for a reason. And then sometimes people will come back around and they will show you their worth and they will show you their purpose in your life. And even if it's only temporary, and I'm not saying that it's temporary with my mother, with anyone, but when you are doing and going through your spiritual awakening and doing so much work for the world and selfless service, people have to be able to offer some sort of balance and vitality in your life, and insight and inspiration and purpose. Because if they don't, then they are not properly aligned with you. If they are not serving and offering up something that inspires you or something that really helps you along the way and like boosts your purpose, okay? People should be able to support you in your life, otherwise what are they doing there? For reals, you know? So we ended up going shopping, and she got me like a bunch of new clothes, snow pants. I was telling my friend Andrea, like, girl, I need snow pants because it's fucking cold in the mornings and I'm tired of being cold, sleeping on a bench, not having enough blankets. Like, I just need to feel warmer. I need something to like make me feel warmth and comfort at night. And you know, granted, it didn't really help because last night I couldn't sleep till 4 in the morning. I had this massive headache. I've had so many upgrades and downloads of spiritual energy and just so many energetic boosts. Okay, my body is going through so much right now. But from another perspective, it did help to have that extra like cushioning and just new clothing, okay? Because new clothing can boost your confidence and show yourself, show your personality, fulfill your personality, like your identity, okay? Like I like to show myself through colors and good fitting clothing, and that's kind of what we need as humans, is to be able to live this luxurious lifestyle where we feel good. But a lot of people don't think that it's a need to feel good, and they don't think it's a need to feel fulfilled, and they don't think it's a need to have this divine purpose and just feel like confident and luxurious and boosted. Like, people will just settle and they'll suffer, and we don't need to do that. That age is over. So we are in an age of transparency where all truths are coming to the surface, right? So I spoke to my mother about my needs and what I need in this moment, and she was able to help me through her own financial success, if you will, something that I was lacking in that moment, because my time has yet to come, but it is coming, where I tell, people that I know and everyone on YouTube, like, I'm going to bring you guys up with me, those that supported me, those that showed that they are worthy, they are doing the spiritual work, etc. Like, those people that were really good friends that inspired me and helped me on my growth process, because I know damn well I've helped all you all for lifetimes, okay? Centuries and millennia, past and present and future. Like, I've helped generations to come and that have already come. I've changed the entire existence of the planet and of all existence through my Reiki and spiritual work. I'm super powerful. So it's good if you guys are in my path, because good things are coming. But not everyone wants to show their worth or their purpose or align with your higher self, because you're going to trigger the fuck out of them. You're going to trigger the light. You're going to trigger the darkness. You're going to trigger people's demons around you, because your spiritual path and purpose does not align with theirs at that time. That's not to say that you cannot realign with people later down the road, but some people are not meant to align with anymore. You grew out of relationships. Okay, so she got me my snow pants, she got me new outfits, she got me new shoes, and I just feel like this boost of confidence, like, okay, like, I'm ready to go, like, on top of the world. I have a new duffel bag and everything, so I can carry the things that I need and not be like strapped for, or feel like I'm like in this burdened state. I still do, because I'm still homeless, and I know it's not meant to be for that much longer. But the synchronicity of my mom aligning with me, showing me her purpose in my life, even if only for a temporary brief moment, was very special. And we were able to share dinner together and just share a meal. And I just followed my heart the entire way, and just kind of like stayed silent and just focused on my breath and like my internal GPS the whole way, okay? Like, and just let the conversation flow. And then we kind of started like crying, and I was telling her about being homeless and the purpose of it in my life. And she brought up, like, it's kind of funny, because Sam is my stepfather, she said, we're jealous of you because you have no bills, like, you have no financial ties, and we would love that, and we're stressed about money. And that's a popular stress for a lot of people. So that's what I'm working on for the planet. Everyone should have their own luxuries, their own commodities, their own habits that they are able to fulfill. Whatever gives them purpose, that is luxury to us, to be able to align with those things whenever we want and how we want. Okay, that is heaven on earth, to be able to have what we want when we want it, instant manifestation. So that is what I am working on for all of existence, okay? And it's a very divine purpose, and it's happening now. There are major shifts happening on the planet physically. My friend Andrea and I were even looking at the grid work of the planet last night, because I laid a grid through my meditation, through my spiritual work, through my Reiki, through my breath work, through me being me, a new 5D grid in the physical plane of reality, which is usually 3D, okay? So I've boosted a lot of energies on the planet, and we were actually looking at it in the sky last night, and she said it looks like those like Nutter Butters or those peanut butter crackers where the grid work is like a crosshatch, okay? We were actually physically seeing this through our mind's eye in the sky, but physically it's here, okay? The new grid work has been laid down, and New Earth is here, 5D New Earth. So how people align with that is their choice. Are they going to give purpose to the planet in a spiritual way and in an uplifting way that's going to anchor love and light to the planet, even though that's what I already done, but are they going to fulfill that purpose as well and help with that intention? Or are they going to sit back and relax and enjoy this show from a continued 3D mindset of an ego mindset state, and not really help the planet because they're still full of like their own judgment and ego and kind of like disqualifications of being a spiritual person is what I'm hearing. So my mother and I enjoyed a meal, and again, you know, I was just telling her the ups and downs of everything and the struggles and how I see things from my perspective, and just, you know, the things that I've learned and how to be assertive. And she said, Hayle, I know you're super intelligent and I know you're going to be okay. Like, I never have to worry about your safety. I know that you're always going to protect yourself. And so for me, that was a major synchronicity, you know, because to be able to connect in this way with my mother again, know that, you know, that I am safe, that I have people watching over me. I knew that anyways, but I think she felt good to reconnect and take care of her daughter in a way that she never had been before, because I've never been homeless. We've never been in this particular situation. And, you know, she learned a lot too. So she kind of understands where I'm coming from more on the spiritual sides of things than she did before. So you could say that that day was the beginning of a phase and the end of an old one, where her lack of perspective had completely shifted and she was more open to new things happening on earth and in her spiritual lifestyle. And then she was giving enough, kind enough to offer me a place to stay for 2 nights. She purchased a hotel room for me. So if you see anyone that's homeless and you want to help, I suggest you just asking them how, because sometimes handing them money isn't always the case in their best interest. Sometimes it's a hotel, a place to stay, shelter for a few nights, food on their table, a hot meal. It depends on the situation. Not everyone needs the same things when they're homeless. Every single person has a different purpose and a different story, okay? So for me, I could always use money, be it for food, be it for a backup, be it for whatever. You know, no one needs to know how you spend your money. That's no one's business, right? So you can always give a person money and hope for the best intent, and that's totally fine too. Or you can personally ask the person, hey, how can I help you? Have you had a hot meal today? Would you like to go eat? Or hey, like, you know, here's this Visa gift card that you can spend anywhere. And if you're worried about homeless people doing drugs or drinking alcohol, really, that's none of your business, because then you're giving gifts with a sense of judgment and expectations, and that's not right or beneficial. So always give with an open heart and expect nothing back, which will happen naturally in your spiritual growth process, you know, where you can say like, anything. You can always help a homeless person. Like, hey, you know, how are your shoes doing? Do you need some new shoes? What size are you? Maybe I can take you shopping. Or, you know, how much do you need for new shoes? Or, you know, what else would you like? Like, have you had a soda today? Or, fuck, do you need a ride anywhere? Anything. Like, do you need a shower? Maybe you can come, like, I don't know, I would say shower at my place, but that depends on the person. You know, just everyone is seeking comfort is what it comes down to. People need comfort and they need peace, and when they're homeless, they're missing a piece within themselves that could be fulfilled by another person helping them with that. The void won't always necessarily be filled, because as long as you are homeless, you have something missing. Every human deserves a home and a shelter and a place to stay that will make them feel a sense of peace, a sense of comfort, a sense of like hospitality. Okay, no one should be like jumping from place to place, worried about where their next shelter is, and then not having shelter, and then worried about police kicking them out and people shooing them away, or giving them dirty looks, or treating them like a leper, or like they're the scum of the earth. Okay, that's the last thing you want to do to a homeless person or anyone. Okay, so just ask how you can help. Okay, if you come across someone you believe to be homeless or in need in any way, just ask how you can help and approach them with kindness and with love and from a place of non-judgment, because people will smell your fear and your judgment, and sometimes they don't want that around them. Excuse me. You know, my friend Andrea always helps when she can, and she bought me a pizza my last day at the hotel before I checked out, and that was perfect because like for 2 days I was pretty much starving. Like, not that I couldn't buy food, but all I had in my backpack was processed like granola bars and goldfish crackers, and I ate that, but I just felt starving and like unwell, and I was constantly processing this spiritual energy and this Reiki for the world, and you know, in bed pretty much for 2 days, and I didn't feel so well. And she came over and You know, we smoked a couple bowls or whatever, but it was like, I was really glad to have her there, and I was really glad to hang out. But after that, I just kind of felt like I was dying off the planet, okay? Because our bodies have to physically and on all levels process this new energy that is now circulating the planet Earth. So the pizza was great, you know, and then I got to go over to her place and do laundry. So that's another thing. You can always offer a homeless person, like, hey, do you need to do your laundry? Or would you like to go swimming? I can go, like, pay for your day at the pool. Or, yeah, like, can I bring you a hot meal? Like, what's your favorite food? I can go get you something, you know? Give them the freedom to decide, because you have it within your means. If you are coming up to this homeless person or this person in need, you have the means to help, so do so in a way that is with an open heart and also kind of gives them the choice, because when they have the say in it too, then it's more of an even relationship versus you just handing them something with a closed mind and not even knowing if it's going to help that person. So this is just one perspective, but I'm saying everyone's needs are different. You guys get it. From moment to moment, situation to situation, everyone is going to need or want or desire something different to fulfill their comfort and their purpose in that moment at that time. Let's see. So is there anything else that comes through for numerology? You know, my mom used to think that Reiki was like demonic or satanic, and it's funny because my friend Andrea is kind of going through the similar process where her family is questioning her belief system now, but in reality they're just kind of questioning their own. And this happened with my own mother and, you know, my stepfather, and how they got triggered by my light and my growth process. So remember that as angels are continuing to speak with you and you're receiving these synchronistic messages and things are starting to seem really coincidental, but in reality there are no accidents, no coincidences. And as your spirit guides are continuing to give you messages and you're continuing to process this information and act on it so that you can attain your spiritual growth and fulfill your highest purpose, because in reality you and your heart know what is best, along with your spirit guides and your universe that has your back, your spiritual team, okay? You know what is best. No one else can tell you that for you. But then again, there are psychics and stuff that can like boost you in the right direction, okay? But you have all the answers within your own heart. And you know, on this path, a lot of times people will blame you for triggering them. They will blame you and accuse you for being something that you're not, only because you are triggering their old limiting beliefs, and you're basically shaking up the cage of all the skeletons in the closet. Because as you grow, people will continue to question you because they are beginning to question themselves, and they don't like having to face their own demons. So it can be a very messy process, learning Reiki or being in your spiritual growth process. However, a lot of people in their ascension and when they are evolving their soul are up to this challenge because they are very strong people, and they know that the challenges are worth the reward, because in order to reach your destiny, the work needs to be done. So it's going to trigger families, it's going to trigger friends, it's going to trigger relationships, it's going to trigger old limiting beliefs to rise to the surface and be dealt with and healed, so that we no longer have that density within the system, within the grid work of the planet. And so I've done a lot to help you guys with this already, and I'm sure you are feeling massive shifts. Everyone's going through this process. And I believe that's about it. So synchronicities are no coincidences. If you're starting to see colors pop out at you right now, flashes in the sky, sparkles, numbers popping out to you, just know that it is your angels, your spirit guides, and your inner self, your inner knowing, or your higher self, your soul, your core true self, speaking to you and giving you messages. And it's time to start paying attention. And also, you can just think of it as like a, hey, we're here from your guides, and you know, hey, you're not alone. Like, we've got you covered. Even if things are taking a long time and it feels like it's forever to process your desires, your requests are on their way. So just a message from me to you guys and from the universe to you guys. Your dreams are coming true. Your requests are on the way. It's just a matter of time. And I know I've been saying this for a while now, but timing can be very tricky. Our requests are on their way. And things are looking brighter, as well as quite crazy and fuzzy for me, and darker at the same time, but overall in the bigger picture, excuse me, things are beginning to make a little more sense and align in ways that I really see the future happening, and so does my friend Andrea. Excuse me. So sometimes we just get stuck in this fuzziness of life, and we're uncertain when we're having our spiritual awakening that really, like, things are happening and they're being brought into the physical realm of reality, and we're going to start seeing these things very soon. So thank you guys for watching, for liking this video, subscribing to my channel. Donations of all kinds are welcome. You know, you guys feel free if you want to help a girl out and a homeless person on the planet that's changing the world. Get me a hotel room. Or, you know, just any kind gestures of intent and prayers help as well. You know, I'm not asking for anything, but you put it out there, the universe listens, and you'd be surprised how well you can be blessed and how short of a time. Patience does pay off. Yeah, I love you guys, and you know, you can also book a Reiki session or psychic reading down below, and I'll see you guys next video.